And let's turn our attention now to the U.S., where President Biden has given an address to a joint session of Congress ahead of the milestone of his 100 days in office. And joining us to have this conversation is President Cohen and Woods International Ambassador Herman Cohen. He joins us from Washington, D.C. via Zoom. Good to have you join us, Ambassador Cohen.
Happy to be here.
For a lot of people who voted for President Biden, they were just looking for something transitional, bringing decency and orderliness back to the American presidency. For you, would you say that the Biden administration has been transitional or transformational?
I would say transformational. You know, he had major challenges when he came in. You had the pandemic. People were getting sicker and sicker every day. Then he had the economic problem of 10 million unemployed. And now he has the southern border with tens of thousands of people from Central America trying to cross into the United States. So he had major challenges, and I think he has done very well in meeting them. For example, on the pandemic, he has organized the vaccination of millions of people. As of today, his 100th day in office, you have 25% of all Americans are fully vaccinated, and 50% of all Americans have at least the first injection of vaccination. That's a major accomplishment. And also on the problem of unemployment, they have injected lots of money so that small businesses could reopen and people could go back to their offices. And so unemployment is now down to 6%. It was over 12%. And it's going down, even so he has met that challenge very well. And then you have the people coming across the border. This is the most difficult because we can't take all of them so frequently, but they're just coming. And he has assigned Vice President Harris to go down there and look at the problems.
Ambassador Cohen, I want to get to the immigration crisis in a moment, but I want to stay on the multi-trillion-dollar economic agenda he did put across to Congress. While he did take a victory lap over COVID-19 vaccination and creation of jobs, about 1.3 million of them, he talked about the multi-trillion-dollar economic agenda, and it is an ambitious target. A lot of people are wondering if he would find a common ground in Congress to push this agenda.
Well, the Republicans say this is too much money, $1.9 trillion. We already have a tremendous deficit, but they themselves have come up with an alternate plan for $800 billion. And they agree on certain things like we need to pay for home care. What does a mother do when she wants to get a job, and who's going to take care of the children? Well, this would subsidize home care. And there are all sorts of new projects of this sort, which would allow the American economy to take off. And there is infrastructure. Now, much of our infrastructure is old and needs repair. Roads and bridges and dams and all sorts of port structures. And this would create a lot of jobs. In fact, the president calls it not the infrastructure bill, but the jobs bill. And a lot of Republicans will agree with that. I think what they will do is negotiate a lower amount rather than accept the whole 1.9 trillion.
Republicans did respond to that speech yesterday, or the address, and they say particularly that President Biden is pushing for much more than American needs at the moment. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with that because he said it's an 8-year program. You're not going to spend all that money in 1 year. And secondly, he wants to raise taxes on Americans who earn more than $400,000 a year. That's a very high amount. Not too many Americans earn that much, maybe 1% or less. So it's not raising the taxes. It's not going to be a big burden on 99% of American citizens. So I think it's a very reasonable proposal, but the Republicans never like raising taxes. They only like lowering taxes, which they did under Trump, and it was a disaster when they did it under Trump.
I wish we had enough time to get to the crisis at the southern border, but I'm afraid we do have to leave it there. President Cohen and Woods International, Ambassador Herman Cohen, thanks for always talking to us.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.